All right, hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Ask Avera. This week, we're talking about who do I pray to, specifically about my same-sex attractions. So, to date, there's no saint that is like specifically said to have had same-sex attractions. Now, there are, however, like millions of saints, and I'm sure several of them had same-sex attractions, but there's no patron saint of men or women with same-sex attractions or anything like that. But I really, really look forward to the day where there is one, and we can all finally gather together around this saint and flood heaven with all of these prayer intentions to that saint. However, to date, there is not one that we know of for sure. So usually when I pray to different saints, I pray to them because of, something that they're the patron of. Like, I love praying to Saint Anthony when I lose my car keys, or, when I lose something really important and I need to find it. And he comes through for your girl, and it's great. But my confirmation saint is Saint Joan of Arc, and I actually picked her out of spite, because I wasn't allowed to pick a boy saint, and I was a massive tomboy when I was younger, when I was in 7th grade when I got confirmed. And I wanted a boy saint, I wanted a man. But they wouldn't let me pick one, so I ended up picking the baddest chick I could find. And that was Saint Joan of Arc for me. And this is of note that France has bombed, I think, almost every war they've ever fought in, except when a 17-year-old girl was leading the charge. They have always lost, except for when Saint Joan of Arc was leading. So, girl power right there, right? But one of the saints that I've been gravitating toward lately, and he keeps hunting me down for whatever reason, is actually Saint Joseph, the father of Jesus, earthly father of Jesus. Saint Joseph, of course, is stated to have no dialogue in the Bible, except I did see one priest say something along the lines of, I think it was in the Gospel of Matthew, maybe, when Jesus, or when apparently Saint Joseph was saying, and he called his name Jesus, I think is the verse. I think it might be Matthew 1:25, something like that. He said, and he called his name Jesus. And I thought the translation was just a bit weird, as a lot of translations are, translating from Greek to English. But apparently he might have been actually calling his name Jesus, or saying the name Jesus. And I never noticed that until this year. So that was amazing. But yeah, Saint Joseph, I think specifically because of the fact that he was married and couldn't be in a sexual relationship with his wife because of her intimate relationship with God, which is a whole nother topic for another day. I feel like I can't even imagine what that was like for him. I guess I could to a certain extent, where there's people that I definitely feel very drawn to, but can't engage in a sexual relationship with them. But to be married, especially thinking about that in this culture, there were married couples who were not sexually intimate in biblical times. So that wasn't that wasn't that uncommon to see, but still I imagine it was insanely difficult. And even thinking about that today, in modern times, it's absolutely unreal. That is that's unfathomable to us. But he was so pure and so chaste, And that really, really resonates with me, especially for all the times that I haven't been. And I just love the fact that there's something to aspire to. You know, I'm a firm believer in telling people that you're never too far gone, because there's no sin that God can't forgive. Excuse me, there is one. There's one sin that God can't forgive, and that is the sin that we don't ask forgiveness for. You know, he's not gonna force that on us. You know, we have to invite that forgiveness in, and you know, we have to accept that ourselves. And, you know, I just love the heroic purity of Saint Joseph, and being there for his family, being such a great provider, you know. And even though he had kind of a common job, was a carpenter, there is one picture, I think, that was maybe painted in 2013, it's so beautiful, of Saint Joseph, and he just looks very rugged. I kind of hate all the like statues in churches where Saint Joseph just kind of looks like all put together and fancy, and you know, it just kind of like nothing, like almost like, or no, sometimes no facial hair or something like that. Like, he just in this image, he looks so rugged. He looks like a carpenter, you know. He looks like a guy who works with his hands all day, every day, basically, except for the Sabbath, because they were good people. And I don't know, I really resonate with the fact that he is so pure, and that he took care of his family, and that he laid down his life for the people that he loved. And there were so many times where I feel like he could have felt so insignificant, because he is literally the earthly father of the most perfect man to ever walk the face of the planet, and is married to the most perfect woman that has ever walked the face of the planet. And here he is, you know, this sinful, broken man, and he steps up to the plate. And I'm sure being around both Mary and Jesus was so good for him. But, you know, I still imagine that it was very hard, you know, because the devil is still the devil. He still tempts, and he still exists. And, you know, we all have to go through that in some way. Seeing him rise to the challenge the way that he did, it was so, so beautiful to me. And I love him. I'm a daddy's girl, definitely. I fondly call him Papa Joe. Whenever sometimes I'll like write letters to him and different things like that. But yeah, he's kind of been my go-to saint. And I actually think that he would be very, very good for any and all people who experience same-sex attractions. I think he definitely has a heart for us. And, you know, that might be just like a personal observation. But I highly encourage a strong devotion to my Papa Joe. So thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the bell notification so you get notified every single time I post a brand new video. Again, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time in another video. Bye.